Hey guys, John here, your host on Mgtow is Freedom. I'm enjoying a cold Victoria beer, which is it's a Mexican lager. It's Memorial Day weekend. I am just chilling, just catching the fucking break. You know what I mean? In a little bit, I'm gonna light the barbecue. I got a tri-tip that's marinated in Kentucky bourbon. And I'm just going to relax, man. Just enjoy the weekend. But there's a topic that has just been fucking nagging me since I was a kid. And today, I think I figured it out. You know, I'm probably wrong. I don't know. Or maybe I'm half right. Fuck, I don't know. But I wanted to just kind of just say what's on my mind and let you guys tell me what you think. You know, what do you think of this fucking subject? And the first time I noticed it, it was not because someone told me about it. It's because I witnessed it firsthand. My sister went from being my sister to this fucking bitch instantly, like that. Couldn't fucking believe it. She went from just being a girl to a fucking bitch. And I thought, what just happened? And she was off the hook. She was fucking running wild. You know, smoking dope. Now again, back in 1984, right, that was a much bigger deal than it is in 2017. And she went from being a cute little girl to being a whore, right? She decided, hey, it was time to start sucking everyone's dick. And yeah, this is my sister, and too fucking bad. I'm talking about her. You know, but that's how she was behaving. And I did everything I could as a boy, 1 year younger, you know, trying to stop her, straighten her out, tried snitching on her, tried all kinds of shit, right? It never fucking fixed it, right? And I just had to live with that. I thought, fuck, my sister snapped. And every now and then I'd hear from people, you know, oh yeah, this girl or that girl, she just went bad. She went bad. And I thought, okay, went bad. Didn't think much of it. I thought it was just a rare phenomena. It just fucking happens, right? Well, a few years ago, you know, I've got sons, and one's graduating high school this year, and the next one graduates in 2 more years, and then I'm done with parenthood. Having raised two boys to be men, real men that see what the fuck's going on. Anyways, so I was talking to a friend, and it's a she, yes, and she says, "Oh my God, my daughter went fucking nuts." And I was thinking, okay, you know, tell me about this. You know, and she goes, "Well, she just went off the fucking deep end, just like that, went crazy." And I said, "Well, that happens?" She goes, "Oh yeah, I guess it happens to just about all girls today." In today's culture, just about every fucking girl, whether the parents are married or not, whether the parents are religious, Catholic, Mormon, you know, Christian, whatever, it doesn't matter whether they're raised in the country or raised in the city. They just fucking snap, and they go off the fucking hook, and they became uncontrollable. Absolutely uncontrollable, unconsolable. They flip their fucking noodle. They turn on their parents and they start talking shit about their parents. They will not do as they're told. They absolutely demand, right? Demand to be left alone, and they're going to do it their way. And I think I figured it out. I figured it out. 1 second. I'm in some kind of helicopter flight path. You know, the holiday weekend, someone's fucked up at the lake or crashed their car. Time for a helicopter ride back to Reno. All right. So, this is what I see happening. You guys can give me your opinions, give me your stories, your comments, whatever it is you got. Put it in the comments. we're told that women or girls become women when they start their period, right? Once their menstrual cycle begins, they can get pregnant, they become women. I disagree. I used to believe that shit. But I never saw a whole lot of evidence. Oh, someone's like, oh, she started her period. One of my friend's daughters. I'm like, oh, I didn't fucking know. And how the fuck am I supposed to know? In fact, why the fuck should I care? That sort of thing. So I never really, okay, she's a woman. Big fucking deal, right? Go get me a beer. Shut up. Give him the old W.C. Fields. Go away, kid. You bother me. Anyways, that never occurred to me, right, that was anything big of a deal. But that's what we're told. That's when girls become women. I don't think so. I think what happens when girls become women is when they realize they can make their own choice. When they can make their own choice and they realize they're their own free agent, they make a choice. That choice is whether they're going to submit or whether they're going to be in charge of themselves or be their own woman, And I think the problem is feminism. And it just fucking occurred to me today, so don't call me stupid and laugh at me, but if you've already figured this out, I never fucking gave it much thought because I frankly don't give a fuck. But knowing my sister's coming up next week for my son's graduation, it reminded me of that, what happened with her and how fucking stupid she is. She decided to make her own choice. She realized she can't be controlled. She realizes she's her own person. And it's at that moment in a girl's life. She could be 14, she could be 15, she could be 18, she could be, 30. When she realizes she's her own person, she can make her own choice and no one can stop them. Now the problem is, it's not that all the cute little sweet unicorns out there, which can kill you by the way, these sweet unicorns that say, hey, I'm going to be a woman, I'm going to be happy with it, I'm going to submit to a man and spend my life in pleasant, comfortable servitude to him, and he's going to take good care of me. That was the old choice that women made. Most women made, right? They could be happy. But that was the choice they made, and they went along basically acting the same because they made the choice to be who they are. But see, girls today, from the time they grow up, age 4, age 5, they start learning to manipulate people. I've talked about this a great deal. But they get to that age where they realize, hey, wait a minute. I'm my own person. Between the age when they start manipulating and becoming their own person or realizing, self-consciousness, they are heavily indoctrinated with feminist ideology now. Absolutely buried in ideology. Right? They're told they're the same thing as boys. They can do what boys can do. They're just as smart. They have equal rights. They have special rights. They're beauty. Women are number one. All the fucking bullshit. Right? All the bullshit. It goes right to their fucking head and it gets locked in there and they start thinking like that. And girls, they hit puberty before boys. As a result, they get bigger. So during this formative time, between the age of 5 and puberty, they actually hit it faster and they get a little bigger than boys. And all of that ideology of I'm just as good, just as strong, just as smart, right? It hits them in the fucking head. And they actually want to believe that shit. Right? They want to believe that shit. And so they gets to the point when they're 15 or 16 or 18 and they realize they really can make their own decisions if they choose to be their own free agent. That is when they go off the fucking hook. That is when they run away from home. They start fucking everyone and everything. They decided they're going to make their own decisions. That's why they go fucking nuts. They realize they don't have to be polite verbally, so they start cussing at their parents. Fuck you, Dad. Fuck you, Mom. right? The women I've known that have gone through this are shocked. They're like, oh my God, my precious angel. I'm like, yeah, you're fucking precious angel. You're my precious angel, right? I can't believe she said those things about me. I go, well, how do you think men feel? Welcome to the fucking party, right? And I think it's funny as hell in a way. But what's happened is that girl has decided she no longer has to be polite. She's realized that she can say what she wants, think what she wants. She can do what she wants physically. Yep, she's going to fucking run away, sneak out the window at night. She's going to go start pounding those fucking dicks down. She realizes, hey, that feels pretty good, right? Oh, you bet it does. You know, she comes home a single mom in a lot of cases. Oh, yeah. A lot of these girls that throw a fit and bitch at their mom, they spend anywhere from 1 to 4 months in this phase where you can't talk to them, you can't negotiate with them, you can't deal with them, you can't even fucking threaten them, because they are just off the hook. They run away from home. They go stay at their friend's house, and here's where you go. The fucking girl, right, her friend that she's staying at her house, her fucking parents are buying that little girl's shit. Right? Oh, my parents are so abusive. Whoa. Oh, all they ever do is keep me as a prisoner. Whoa. I hate them. Whoa. Right? And these other parents buy that shit up and go, oh, poor little girl, you can stay with us. Oh, poor honey. And they play into the game. They play into the manipulation. They show the girl the value of saying whatever she fucking wants and letting her get away with it and rewarding her. So these little girls pull this shit anywhere from 1 month to 4 months. And then they realize, oh, fuck, there's a consequence to this. Right? Life is not great like that. Being on your own, running away, being irresponsible, taking drugs. Well, that really fucks you up. They keep waking up with a strange dick in their head, right? Hey, you know. Yeah, that's right. They get to wake up one day and realize they're pregnant. They get to wake up and realize they just fucked themselves up, right? Wake up with tattoos they didn't really fucking think they wanted. Oh, no, they want tattoos. Yeah, they're free. They can do what they want. Tattoos are good. And I'm not putting down tattoos. I'm just saying, where does this mentality come from? When do girls become women? And what is the key indicator it's happened? That's right. When they go off the hook and go after dick, go after drugs, go after alcohol, go after partying. When they say they're going to do what they want, when they start cussing at parents, when they decide they're going to run away from home, that is when a girl becomes a woman. Because she's decided that she can make her own decisions. And here's the problem for these poor little girls, is they really have never been held responsible in their lives. They don't understand responsibility because they're just girls. They don't understand there's a consequence. These little girls that get knocked up and come home after a few months and they're like, oh my gosh, oh no, I'm pregnant. I better go home to mommy and daddy, right? So they go home to mommy and daddy and they play the same old fucking manipulative games. Oh, mommy and daddy, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what happened. I guess blah, 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 blah. Right? And they move back in and then they're pregnant. Or they go get an abortion, which fucks them up as well. Right? Because their body is saying make babies because that's what women are supposed to do at that age. Yes, women at age 16, 17, 18 are supposed to get knocked up and start families. So then you take one set of hormones and you completely slam it and shut it down and send it the other way with an abortion. Fucks them up in the head. Not only that, now they get to think in their head, whether or not you believe in abortion and think it's good or not, I don't give a fuck. But to the girl in her head, she had a living being in her. And if she's good with the abortion, then she's good with killing a baby. Whether or not you think it's her body and her right, I don't give a fuck. In her head, she says, yes, that's a good thing. I can do what I want. That's a fucking trashed piece of shit woman. Now, you take a girl who went off on a fucking lunatic binge, right? Got knocked up, goes and gets an abortion, and she's sad about it. Now she knows she's killed a baby that was inside of her and growing. And it fucks her head up because she thinks of it as murder. So whether she thinks it was good to kill it or as murder, either way, she's fucked. First fucking thing they do when they realize they're a free agent, they go out and make all kinds of fucking mistakes because they choose freedom for themselves. And the reason they can't handle it, that freedom, is because they're girls. Women or girls are not supposed to be free agents. That's not good for them. They need someone to tell them, to help them, to guide them, to protect them. That's what men are supposed to be in the biological sense. Women that choose freedom, hey, have at it. Have all the freedom you want and all the responsibility for yourself that you want. That's why they get to become nuns, housekeepers, prostitutes, barmaids. What else are they good for, if not marriage? Now, our modern society, of course, allows them to work in lots of administrative positions. They get to do all kinds of jobs now, but 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, if a woman wasn't fit for marriage and she had to be responsible for herself, look out, right? She gets to feel that pain. But back then, let's go back in the old Wayback Machine, 150 years, 200 years ago. Yeah, 200 years ago. You think a dad in his house, a father who's gone out and either worked the fields or whatever job is he has, and he's going to come home and he's going to let his daughter say, you know what, Dad, fuck you. I don't have to listen to your shit. I can make my own decisions. He is going to beat the ever-loving shit out of her. He's probably going to tell her after that, yeah, well, get the fuck out. Pack your shit up now. In fact, just get the fuck out. You don't even get to take your shit. And he's going to throw her out. No one at that time would take her in. It's not like today where everyone gets to play hero and be sympathetic. If Farmer Smith threw his fucking daughter out of the house, guess what? Guess what? All the other farmers in the area would be like, hey, Farmer Smith's daughter's on the fucking loose. She's a whore. She's bad news. She did something really fucking wrong. And we're not going to support bad behavior. And we're not going to invite bad behavior into our house. Right? And we're going to make this a lesson for our kids. You fucking bet that's what happened. That girl would either run to a brothel or run to a fucking bar if she was old enough and good looking enough and put herself to work as a fucking hooker. Or the farmer says, you can tell me to fuck off right after I bust my ass all day for you, you little fucking bitch. And he'd beat the living shit out of her. And then he would know, fuck, right? She is not marriage worthy. I'm going to have to get rid of this fucking girl. And he's going to go, if she is lucky, he would have to go to someone he knows and says, I've got a daughter, not worth marrying. What can we do to give her a fucking job? Right? As a barmaid or a fucking innkeeper, worker. There weren't many fucking jobs or worthwhile jobs. A house fucking keeper for someone. Maybe she was a good looking and a little bitch. He'd go to a friend of his and say, hey, you want a fucking little bitch as a housekeeper in your house? You know, you have to knock her around a little bit, but she's probably a good lay for your guests. You know, who the fuck knows how they handled it? I just know what I've read. But today, if they step off the fucking curb out into the street and say, I'm a free agent, the traffic has to stop for them. Right? They get a fucking parade now that they're in the street of free will. The old days, they got run the fuck over. Today, no. They're little heroes, these little girls that decide they're going to tell their parents to fuck off and go hit the fucking gravy train of the cock carousel. They think it's, they think they have fucking done the right thing by making these decisions for themselves. So that's what I think. That's what's happened. You know, all women do it through all ages. They get to make that choice. Now, 150 years ago, 200 years ago, the girl said, you know, mom's got it pretty good. She's married to dad. And I would like that too, because I've seen those girls that end up growing into prostitutes. You know, they're garbage, they're tramps. You know, they don't have a very good life. They don't live very long. They don't live well. I think I want to be a housewife, yeah. So the girls that said that to themselves, they realized at that moment they were free agents too. But they made the right decision. They accepted their role as a woman. They were intelligent enough to see the benefits of that. Right? And so that personality trait, that ability to think, that intelligence level rewarded them with a husband and legitimate children. All the other ones that make that fucking decision to go, yeah, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to run away from home. I'm going to go party. I'm going to start sucking dick. Right? Those girls, you know, they get to have children too. They're called bastards. Right? Baby harlots. You know, men would fuck them. They would fuck those whores. You know, they didn't care if they knocked them up. You know, and then those girls would get abortions. Oh yeah, they've had abortion forever. They'd root it out with a fucking stick, I believe was the term. Go root it out. You know, it's really a fucked up system that allows these girls to get off the hook, to do all the rotten shit they do, and then still believe that they're qualified to be a wife. And they're out there because they're being indoctrinated. They're being brainwashed into thinking that they are good, that they are qualified. It's the decision they make. The moment they gain consciousness. The moment they gain consciousness. That's the decision. Do I want to be a woman? Or do I want to be on my own? And the ones that say I want to be on my own, you don't fucking want them, brother. You don't want them. But they go out and sell themselves and say, oh, I love you, to the first man that looks like a good fucking ride. And they get married, but all the while, they didn't make that first decision and say, I want to be a wife and submissive. In their head, they said, I want to be free. I want to make money. I want it all for myself. But they marry a man and they fucking lie to him. They say to him, I love you. But all the while, in their fucking head, it's party time, it's cock carousel, it's personal independence, it's materialism, it's feminist ideology in their fucking heads. The moment they make that fucking decision. You know, the question is, can they change their fucking mind? I don't think so. Unless they're really fucking smart and they learn their lesson. But even so, I still think that they're like that fucking dog that got off the leash and said, that was fun. I ran for a while. I came back. But if you ever know a dog that runs, they'll stay around the house for weeks on end. But eventually, they'll be tempted and they will run again. A lot of fucking dogs are porch dogs. They stay on that fucking porch. You got to drag them off that porch. Right? Or they'll go with you when you call them off that porch. But it's the dog that fucking runs when it feels like it that you don't want. And that's these bitches that have decided when they were 14 or 15 or 16 that they're going to spend their life doing what they want. They're free agents. They have their own mind. They have equal rights, and they're going to do what they want. Because their teacher told them, because the television told them, because the music told them, because their mommy told them. Oh, fuck. Last week I had to deal with all of that shit. Right? Award ceremonies and banquets and shit. You know, I love my son. He's awesome. But having to go to these things and look at people drove me nuts. I'm an introvert. I fucking hate people. You know, crowds. It drives me nuts. Like, wears me the fuck out. So hours of that shit. I kept watching. I'd watch a mom come in and her daughter. Mom and daughter, mom and daughter, mom and daughter, mom and daughter. Right? Young daughters, teenage daughters that were graduating or close to it. And the daughters looked like the moms. I know this isn't fucking surprising. Their noses were the same, their mouths, their eyes, their fucking hair, their body shapes, their walk, their manners, their tone of voice. All of these girls were just like their fucking moms. Now, there were some rare exceptions where I said, either that's not her daughter or she looks like the husband. But I was absolutely floored because I don't do this all the time. I don't watch moms and daughters all that much. I see women running around solo with their friends, but moms and daughters, whole nother story. Especially in these percentages, these groups. So I'm watching these fucking girls and they're acting just like their moms. Even the way they flip their fucking hair. The way they hold their fucking mouth open. You know, these little mouth-breathing whores. And I thought, she not only looks like her mom, sounds like her mom, behaves like her mom, but she's going to act and make decisions like her mom. Because she has absolutely been trained just like her mom. And what are moms these days? They are not the cookie cutter, Betty Crocker, June Cleaver, perfect women that, well, the ones that I idealized back when they weren't fucking whores. They weren't fucking thieves and parasites. You know, these little girls are growing up trained to look, act, behave, and make decisions just like their materialistic, feminist, ideologically driven whore mothers. Just like them. Getting ready to make all the same moves to destroy their men, to subjugate the man in their life, to emasculate the man in their life, to use the men in their lives as resource providers. Couldn't fucking believe it. And I know every one of those girls made that decision. They have to. It's what happens when they gain consciousness. That's what I think now when they become women. They make a decision. Maybe some of them said, I'm going to be just like mom. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to behave. I'm going to talk nice. And I'm going to get a guy just like dad, and I'm going to use the fuck out of him. Because these 15, 16, 17-year-old girls, they know exactly how their mom uses their dad. In fact, I hear women talking about that. I hear girls going, oh, I see exactly the way daddy gets used by mom. Mom gets exactly what she wants from daddy, and this is how she does it. You think they don't fucking see that? Women are a fucking disaster. And in the world of risk management and understanding assets and liabilities, they are a poor, poor, poor investment. Poor investment. Me personally, I've been thinking about where the gig economy is going to lead the world. Yep. As unemployment goes up, as pay goes down, as there's a greater inability of people to make a good living, there's going to be a lot more women who aren't going to get married because men don't need them, don't want them, certainly don't want them. Fuck. They don't want the bills. How can men, if they can't even afford to feed themselves in the upcoming gig economy, how are they going to afford a woman? No, it's going to be woman for hire. Watching how this goes. Women have talked themselves out of a good thing. Stupid little bitches. But I got to tell you, it's good to be a man. Right? Good to be a man. Got the fucking brains, got the brawn. Right? You look good from the time you get hair on your nutsack till the day you fucking die. Right? You can look good as a man. You make money as a man. You just make more and more and more money as you get older. You're worth more. You earn more. And the only thing that can fucking destroy you, absolutely, apart from an economic collapse or a really bad business partner, but in your personal life, the only thing that can destroy you is a woman. I know a lot of women will say, oh yeah, but a good woman, she'll help, she'll make it better. Yeah, show me a good woman. Fucking unicorns, right? Show me a good woman. Now, show me a man, I'll show you a fucking money-making, good lifestyle creating machine. You know, so it's good to be a man. Wasn't a bad little beer either. Yep. Basically a fucking Mexican Budweiser. But the best part is, there's no one bitching. There's no one screaming and hollering. As soon as I turn off the camera, I'm going to turn the music back on. Right? I'm going to go cook me a tri-tip. Tri-tip sandwiches. Oh, yeah. Mashed potatoes, salad. It's good to be a man. It's good to have the penis. You guys, be cool. Rock on. Mgtow is freedom. And I'm going to take the rest of the weekend off and just fucking rest and recover. Right? Rest and repose. You guys be cool. I'll catch you after the holiday. Oh, and one other thing. I want to thank everybody, who started this thing where they said, hey, I want to buy you a fucking beer. I want to buy a scotch. I want to buy you a cigar. Thank you. You know, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, of course. But thank you for sponsoring me that way. It's a good way to say, hey, you know, you bought this fucking beer. Thank you. Fucking A, you know. It's a cool deal. Thanks for buying me that beer. I wish I could share more personal time with you guys. But it's, you know, it's the impossible world we live in that makes it impossible. But it's the internet that makes it possible for me to share my ideas with you, for you to share your comments with me. You know, that's what makes it fucking happen. So I'm glad that you guys have sponsored the show. But most importantly, is that you subscribe so you can find your way back, and that you use the comment section to share your stories, which help guys that come here, new guys that come here. They don't know what they're up against. And someone says, hey, Mgtow, right? And they come here and they learn, right? But also emailing, Gmail, text, Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you use that social media. Send it to men. You know, I don't give a fuck what their race is, their culture, what country they're in, their age, whether they're married or not. Certainly, and always, most importantly, those men who are engaged, the fiancés of the world, they need to realize that there's an option out there, and they need to understand what's going on, and Mgtow will help them understand. And then let them make their fucking decision. Right? Men make their decision, we have to fucking deal with the responsibility. Women make a bad decision, they want us to pay for it. And when women make that decision, when they're little girls, to get on the cock carousel, start sucking, fucking, drinking, and fucking taking drugs and being little whores, absolutely, who pays for it? Ultimately, the guy that marries them is the one that pays for her irresponsible decisions. Years later, he will fucking pay and pay and pay. Why? Because she decided what she wanted and didn't fucking tell anybody. And you can't shit test for that. You can't fucking do it, because women are good liars. You guys, please be cool. Thanks again. Semper Fi. Mgtow is freedom. I have the penis. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I'll see you guys later.